How you doing, guys, and welcome to another video where I'll be taking a look at the PlayStation Plus titles available for August 2018. The next game I'll be taking a look at is Dead by Daylight. Now, this game was released for the PC in June 2016, but it was re-released exactly 1 year later for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. The game itself is a 4v1 online game where you can either play as the killer or one of the 4 survivors. Now, if you do play as one of the 4 survivors, then the objective is you have to boot up 4 different generators that are scattered around the map and then make your escape. Easier said than done, because the entire time there will be a player who is playing as the killer and he will constantly be hunting you. On the other end of the spectrum, if you choose to play as the killer, then it's your job to hunt down the survivors, trying to stop them from activating those 4 generators, because when they do, the exit will open and they can get the hell out of there. It's your job to hunt them down and stop them from activating generators. You can do this by naturally killing them. And how you do this is you attack them once and they will be critically injured. You attack them a second time and they will fall down and you can place them on a hook. While they're on that hook, they can struggle to get free, but if they're on there long enough or they're not quick enough with their button prompts, then an entity will appear and swallow them up and they will be permanently killed and eliminated from the game. As the killer, it's your job to try and do this to every single one of the survivors before they can escape. It goes without saying, but if you choose to play as one of the 4 survivors, then you pretty much have to do the exact same thing but in reverse. You have to activate the 4 generators and escape before he can find you. Now, straight off the bat, I'm just going to warn you, I am not the biggest fan in the world of online multiplayer games. I don't have anything personal against them, it's more that I prefer good single player games, something I can really take my time with and go at my own pace, as opposed to when you're playing online and you're forced to keep up the pace of everything else. Like I said, I don't actually have a problem with it, and I definitely don't mind anyone who does play them. It's just every gamer has their preferences, and my personal preference isn't this kind of thing. That being said, however, even I have to admit that I did have some pretty good fun with this. Unfortunately, no matter how many times I tried, I could not get a game when I was playing as a survivor. I tried so many times, but every single time I tried, they just stuck me in the lobby and nothing was happening. But every single time I tried to play as the killer, I got a game pretty much instantly. There was pretty much no waiting around whatsoever. The only reason I can imagine why this happened is because most people playing as the survivors, chances are they're probably friends in real life, and they're probably teaming up to have a good old match together where they can talk to each other, and they probably didn't want me in the game because obviously I didn't know them. And I think that's the kind of game this is. I think if you're playing as a survivor, it's definitely probably better if you are working with friends, and as opposed to working with complete strangers over the internet. So if you plan on playing this game as a survivor, then I would recommend bringing some friends with you who also own this game, because if you're anything like me, you will really struggle to get a game on your own unless you play as the killer. Now, I can't show you any footage of me playing as a survivor because, like I said, I could not find a game. But basically, all the information I can gather from it is what I could gather from the tutorials. And that is, as I said before, you have to go around the map activating 4 generators before you can escape. Now, as I said, the killer has to attack you twice before he'll knock you down. If he attacks you once and you manage to escape, you can heal yourself with healing items that are scattered around the map. And if he does manage to put you on a hook, you can actually request your friends to come and help you and get you down from that hook before the entity can come and take you away. Basically, it's all about teamwork, watching your partner's back and now watch yours. But if you play as the killer like I did, then it's a whole different story. If you play as the killer, it's just you on your own. You don't have to rely on anybody else, and the perspectives of the two are very different. For example, if you play as the killer, then you'll be in a first person mode, but if you play as one of the survivors, then it will be in a third person. Like pretty much every single online multiplayer game that's ever been made, the game works on an experience system, where the more you play, the more experience points you'll earn, and you can pump these experience points into different stats, and these will give you different bonuses, but they're only slight, they don't give you a massive advantage. It could be something like healing just that tiny bit faster, or repairing a generator just a little bit more. Or if you're playing as a killer, it gives you ability to lay traps just that bit quicker, or to attack a person just a tiny bit quicker, so it's nothing game changing. So if you're a newcomer coming into this game, don't really worry so much about going up against people who've been playing it for a long time, because you'll pretty much all be on the same level. The game itself comes down more to wits more than anything else, as opposed to real skill. I mean, don't get me wrong, I suppose there is a skill involved in it, but overall, I think it really comes down to how much you're willing to put into the game. Unlike other games where there's a time limit, in this game there isn't, so a game can go on as long or as short as however good the players are. For example, I was looking around for ages for these survivors, and every single time I thought that I got one, and I'd lay a trap to try and make sure that all their friends couldn't get to them, no matter what I did, every single time my back was turned when I went to check on the generators, they always seemed to escape. This is definitely a team that knew what they were doing and communicated well. Other than that, there really isn't anything else I can tell you about that game. This is one of those games where what you see really is what you get. If you're playing as a survivor, you have to, survive. And if you're playing as a killer, you have to, kill. It's pretty much all there is to it. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, I just don't really know how much of a fan base that something like this can possibly have. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that a game like this has a very strong and very loyal fan base. However, when you consider all the other online multiplayer games around at the moment, I can't imagine that this one is anywhere near as popular as those. But then again, maybe some people would like to break away from the more popular games and give something like this a try. They could have fun. The only thing I'd really recommend is that if you do want to play as a survivor, I wouldn't recommend just booting up your console and playing as a survivor, because if, like me, you really won't find a game. Instead, I would recommend getting a bunch of your friends together, and I can imagine it'll be a hell of a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I had fun playing as a killer, I just really would have liked to play it as a survivor as well, but the game just didn't want me to for whatever reason. Anyway, if you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can download this game right now absolutely free. And other than that, I think I'm going to end the video here, because like I said, there really isn't much more I can say about this game. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.